Today we will be seeing a very important brief overview of Ayurvedic dosage forms, a part 3 of the video lecture series on pharmacognosy by Edify-City. As previously we have seen the fundamentals and the basic principles and the foundations of Ayurveda, we move forward with Ayurvedic dosage forms. And we already know that Ayurveda is a very well documented system of healthcare and traditional system of medicine practiced in the Indian subcontinent, as well as it is very well recognized throughout the world. And these Ayurvedic medicines are for administration internally and externally, and they are also employed for the diagnosis, treatment, mitigation or prevention of diseases or disorders in human beings or animals. And pertaining to the sources of these Ayurvedic drugs, they are from the plants, animals and mineral sources. Before going to the main topic, there is another aspect regarding Ayurvedic medicines, that they are either classical Ayurvedic medicines. These medicines are as per the traditional Ayurvedic textbooks such as Charaka Samhita, Shushruta Samhita, Yoga Ratnakara, previously which we have seen. And the manufacturers of classical Ayurvedic medicines are incumbent to follow the same formulae and prepare the medicines accordingly. And the various examples of classical Ayurvedic medicines, which we will be covering in the present video, are the bhasmas, asavas, aristas, churna and gutikas, telas, etc. Now, what are proprietary medicines in comparison to the classical Ayurvedic medicines? These are the medicines which may also be called as patent medicines or modern Ayurvedic medicines. Their formulae and the dosage forms are decided by the manufacturers, and also the ingredients of these preparations are not strictly in accordance to the traditional Ayurvedic textbooks or treatises. And every manufacturer has his own formula, and they can freely conduct the clinical trials and research on the medicine to find out its efficacy, toxicity and other details. And various dosage forms such as capsules, syrups are employed. Now, coming to the classification of the Ayurvedic dosage forms, we have the solid dosage forms, semi-solid dosage form of Ayurvedic drugs, and the liquid dosage forms and the powder dosage forms. And in the current lecture, we will be discussing Gutika under the solid dosage forms and Leha under the semi-solid dosage forms, and Arista and Asava and Tela under the category of the liquid dosage forms, and Bhasma and Churna under the category of powder dosage forms. Before going to the dosage forms, there is a very important aspect behind which the Veds or the Ayurvedic medical practitioners, as they are called, they believe that the Ayurvedic drugs must be polyherbal formulations, and they emphasize and focus on multiple drugs to be incorporated in the formulation. The reason will be coming in the current slides. And you can see here Gutika, a solid dosage form which is known as pill, consists of approximately 5 to 20 ingredients, and Leha, which are jam-like formulations, like marketed formulation Chawanprash is there in the market. Now this consists of 10 to 50 ingredients. And the Asava and Arista, that are the fermented liquids and one of the most oldest dosage forms of classical Ayurvedic medicine, contain 5 to 20 ingredients. And the medicated oils the tela, consists of 10 to 20 ingredients, and the churna, the powder form of the important medicinal plants or other drugs from other sources, contain 3 to 20 ingredients. And the bhasma, that is the calcinated ash, notably contains only 1 to 3 ingredients. And you can see the dose, it is very minimal in comparison to the other dosage forms, that is, it is only 50 to 100 mg to be administered to a patient. Now, the concept of polyherbal formulations in Ayurveda, it is very important and essential to note at this point that the Veds or the Ayurvedic practitioners, they stress upon the importance of the combinations of the herbs, suggesting a synergistic effect between them. Now, the main principles of working of these Ayurvedic medicinal formulations are synergy, opposition, enhancement, protection, and balance. Now, you can see here that synergy plays a very important role in enhancing the herbs and minerals with similar or complementary action when combined together, and opposition is the counterbalancing of an undesirable effect of a herb or mineral by adding another ingredient with the opposite action. And enhancement, if you can see here, is the promotion of the efficacy of the main ingredient by either increasing its activity or its absorption by the addition of other ingredients to a formulation. And what do we understand by protection? Protection describes when the potential toxicity of a formula is reduced by adding mild laxatives or diuretics that promote elimination. And balance, the core of Ayurvedic dosage forms, describes when the antagonistic actions of different constituents of a formula are considered to counteract each other. Now, another aspect here in this regard is that this branch of Ayurveda, which deals with the identification, collection, preparation, processing, and application of the drugs, is known as Bhisajya Kalpana. Kalpana in general term means planning, and Bhisajya are the substances, are the constituents that can alleviate the pain or mitigate the severity of the disease. And Kalpana, as I have already told you, means planning. So in Ayurvedic therapeutics or in Ayurvedic pharmacology, in our terms, the drugs are used in crude as well as are processed in different kind of formulations. Now, these Ayurvedic formulations are based mainly on the Panch Vidha Kashaya Kalpana, the 5 basic principles of the preparation of herbal medicines. Now, they are the Swarasa Kalpana, the Kalka Kalpana, the Kwatha Kalpana, the Hima Kalpana, and the Fanta Kalpana. Now we move on to the main topic, that is the Gutikas, and these are the solid dosage forms. And as we have seen previously that there are 5 basic kalpanas, and under them then there are many branches of these principles of the preparation of herbal medicines, such as Vati Kalpana is the outcome of Kalka Kalpana, previously discussed. Now, this is among the 5 fundamental preparations of Ayurvedic pharmaceutical sciences. The Acharya Shrangadhara has mentioned a specific chapter for preparing Vati, that is tablets, by specific techniques in his text. According to him, the synonyms of Vati, that is the tablets, are Gutika, that is pills, Modaka, large size pills, and other shapes which are named as Varti, Vatika, Gurda, etc. They may be made of one or more drugs of plant, animal or mineral origin. Now, what are the advantages of this Gutika, or in our terms pills? They have the accuracy of dosage, the stability, the patient acceptance, the economy. Now, considering the accuracy of a dosage, the drugs and excipients here, it is to be understood, are uniformly mixed in the trituration process, and they show active ingredient content within the permitted limits. And in this context, the patient thus receives the intended dose, and the intention is not always realized when liquid medicines are measured in domestic spoons of varying capacities. And we can see the stability also, because the drugs in the solid form are usually more chemically stable and having potency for long time, and there is patient acceptance also. The pills containing nausea drugs can be covered with a protective coating to mask the taste, and other aspects are involved. And considering the economy, the pills are made by mass production method on machines of high efficiency and output. Now these gutikas can be used up to 2 years, and the pills with minerals incorporated can be used indefinitely. Now these formulations, it is care to be taken, should not lose their original color, odor, taste and form on standing. Now coming to the preparation of Gutika pills, the Vatikalpana is a pharmaceutical procedure in which the powder of raw drugs, that is the herbal or herbo minerals, is triturated together with certain kashayam, that is the decoctions or juice or even honey, and the medicines are prepared in the form of tablets and pills. Now this is done either by cooking the powdered herbs with jaggery or gugulu, or without cooking, not employing any heat, just by macerating the powder, that is keeping the powder soaked with any liquid like honey and gugulu, and then rolled into pills with hands. Now this was the method which was employed in the earlier times, and it was done in homes because there was not a large scale demand for that. But now, as with the advent of modern technology and a large population, now they are employing sophisticated and advanced machinery and equipments like rapid mixer granulator, double cone blender, mechanical shifter, spray coating machine, rotary tablet press, tablet counting machine, tablet polishing machine, automatic tablet printing machine and strip packing machine, all of what we usually cover under pharmaceutics. Now let us see some examples of these gutikas. We have a Bilwadi gutika or Vilwadi gutika. Now this is used for the treatment of snake bite, scorpion sting, spider bite, rodent bite, gastroenteritis, cholera, indigestion and fever. Now this is a drug of choice for toxic effects. You can observe that developed in the human body due to an underlying cause or a toxic substance of animal origin. Now this Bilwadi gutika contains many ingredients and many herbs such as bilwa, that is by the name itself, it's the Indian bale root bark, and tulsi leaves and karanja fruit and many other constituents, and this gutika is made by using basta mutra, that is goat's urine is used as a vehicle to prepare this gutika. And furthermore we have Eladi gutika. Now this is actually Eladi stands for elaichi, cardamom, and there are other ingredients along with it such as the tez patta, that is we call it in English as bay leaves, darchini, cinnamon and pipali, long pepper, Then we have sugar, Yashti Madhu, licorice, and dried dates, grapes, and honey in preparing Eladi Gutika. Now, this is a very effective drug for the relief of cold and cough, in fever, hiccups, vomiting, fainting, and bleeding disorders such as bleeding from the nose, spleen disorder, hoarse voice, loss of taste, and these tablets are nourishing and calming. Now, other examples are Kasturiyadi Gutika, Kankaniya Gutika, Khadiradi Gutika, Dhanvantara Gutika, Pranada Gutika, Marma Gutika, and Marta Sanjivani Gutika. We move on with another Ayurvedic dosage form known as lehas, and they are also called avaleha, and these are the semi-solid preparations of drugs prepared by the addition of sugar or jaggery and boiled with the prescribed drug juice or decoction, or as they call in the Ayurvedic terminology kashaya. Now this jaggery or sugar candy is dissolved in liquid, boiled and strained. Then the powdered drugs are added in small quantities gradually and stirred continuously to form the homogeneous mass. Ghee or oil is added while the preparation is hot. Now examples of lehas, the semi-solid Ayurvedic medicines, are Chyawanprash. As we all know, it is a marketed formulation, and this Chyawanprash is named after the saint who had advised to make this formula. Then we have Bilva Dileha, Kutaja Valeha, Vasava Leha, and Surna Valeha.